Here is a summation of the basic principles and training methods you've learned about in this tape. Train smart as well as hard. Bodybuilding type weight training is a very specific and intense method of changing the basic muscle structure of the body. And the key to success in bodybuilding training is utilizing all of the Weider training principles. Utilize the progressive resistance training principle. To make your muscles grow bigger and stronger, you have to contract them against the appropriate amount of weight. But as they adapt and begin to grow, that weight becomes too light to cause continued adaptation and the muscles stop responding. At that point, you add weight to the exercise to challenge the muscles further and continue to add weight on a progressive basis to keep pace with the continuing development of your muscle structure. Do from 8 to 12 repetitions in most of your sets. Bodybuilders aren't weightlifters and shouldn't use a weight that allows them to do too few sets. They aren't endurance athletes either and shouldn't do very high repetitions in most of their training. Bodybuilders have learned that a muscle responds best to an amount of resistance equal to about 70 to 75% of its 1 rep maximum strength. Using this amount of weight generally allows you to do from 8 to 12 reps in any given set. Do from 3 to 5 sets per exercise, 12 to 16 sets per body part. Too few sets and the muscles may get big but will lack detail. Too many sets will limit the amount of size and strength you can achieve and increase your risk of injury through overtraining. Rest about 30 seconds to 1 minute between sets. This gives you enough recovery time to allow you to generate sufficient intensity in your next set, but is not so long that your training pace becomes too sluggish. Take advantage of the Weider split system principle. For most bodybuilders, a schedule of 3 days training followed by 1 day rest seems to work the best, although some prefer using a 4-day on, 1 day off split instead. Base your training program on the use of free weights. The body responds best to the resistance provided by free weights, where the muscles, joints, ligaments, and tendons are forced to cope with the force of gravity. So the most effective bodybuilding training program utilizes about 2/3 free weights versus 1/3 cables and machines. Train with full range of motion repetitions. For maximum quality and development, do each repetition through the fullest range of motion you can achieve comfortably, from a position of full extension to that of full contraction. Do not, however, overstretch the structures involved, or you could increase the risk of training injury. Train with continuous tension. You should feel the muscle working continuously against the resistance throughout the range of motion of the exercise. Lift the weight under full control and lower it under full control. This helps you to avoid cheating, using inertia to help throw the weight up, and the mistake of letting the weight drop during the negative part of the exercise. Keep your mind in the muscle. Learn to feel what muscles are working in any exercise and concentrate on exactly what they are doing at all times. Technique is of little use without feel, and you develop feel in bodybuilding training by focusing your attention on your muscles rather than on the weight they're lifting. Remember, you're training muscle, not lifting weights, so keep your mind in the muscle at all times for the maximum effective workouts. Train to momentary muscular failure. Except when you're doing something like power training as described in tape 7, you should train to failure in each set. Training to failure actually means training to momentary muscular failure and is not the same as working to total exhaustion. It simply means you keep going in that set using that weight until you can't do any more repetitions without stopping to rest.
The split system is one of the most important principles. Without the utilization of the Weider split system in your workout, you'll never be able to achieve a symmetrical, proportionate, muscular body. Learn it, apply it, and you would develop the body that you always wanted. Now that you know how to use the split system, let's put it to use. In the next tape, my champions will show you how to apply the back exercises and the bicep exercises to broaden your back and give you bigger and more massive and more muscular arms.
The key to me getting the best workout I possibly can every day is just to be very organized and to have some type of schedule. You know, I can't go in one morning at 7 o'clock in the morning and the next day at 5 o'clock at night. I like to train at the same time every day, and I like to eat like 2 hours before I train. And my schedule has to be very organized in order for me to get the best workout possible.
I've developed my physique to the point to where I'm happy with it, you know, with the size and everything, and I don't want to overpower anything. So just to keep everything in balance, you know, more looking for the shape and balancing everything out now.
What I'd say to a woman just starting out in, let's say, weight training, and she doesn't really want to be a bodybuilder, is that the key is consistency, and basically to come in and learn the basic exercises. Learn what exercises go for what body parts.
And the benefits that you get from a physical point of view, from a mental point of view, from a strength point of view, even from an emotional point of view, goes into the full aspect of your life and makes for better living and a better person and a better society.
Procrastination is the robber of opportunity. It's the great thief of time and opportunity. You know, and I think that there's no better time to do it than to do it right now.
You got to be motivated. When I started bodybuilding, I weighed 114 pounds. You know, I'm a diabetic. I'm 5 foot 4.5 inches tall. I won Mr. Universe, Mr. America. The only way that you can really do it is if you have it inside. You got to want it.
There's no excuses of being tired or sick or having a cold. You have to do it or get out.
You got to pay attention to recuperation if you want muscle like this.